processing the patterns good, oh yeah. Reaching for unanswered prayers, hovering in the autumn air, oh yeah. They say don't leave me like this, but I don't need them to exist. They say don't leave me like this, but no homeland could handle it. I want too much.
Hello, welcome to a video. Welcome to what will largely be a reading vlog. There will still be some writing in this video, but I have a very, very exciting but intense week ahead of me, and I don't really want to put too much pressure on myself. And I really feel like focusing on books a little bit. I think I'm going to use reading as a pretty big escape this week, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's Monday, but it is actually a holiday here in good old Canada. I think Ontario, actually. I don't think other provinces, maybe BC. Anywho, that doesn't matter. It's a holiday here. It's a long weekend. It is called Family Day. It's fantastic. And I'm really treating today like a Sunday. And not only am I treating it like a Sunday, I'm treating it like a Sunday ahead of a pretty stressful week. I want to say it's going to be stressful, but exciting stressful. If you don't know, I'm currently studying to be a library tech, and as a part of my program, I have to do 2 field placements, and I'm getting placed at a library this week. I'm getting placed at a dream library this week. I'm so excited. So for the next 3 weeks, I'm basically going to be working a full-time job with a pretty big commute, so my days are going to be very busy, but I am so looking forward to it. And on top of that, I am just looking forward to escaping whenever I'm not working into some good stories and some good books. So there will still be writing, I'm sure. I do still plan to do my mornings of writing, and I'll probably document that in this video, but I just wanted to focus on some books because I'm really looking forward to the books that I picked out this week. You saw me pick out a little bit of a TBR this week, but I do want to talk about these 3 books because my comfort genre is these books. It is fantasy with a little bit of romance, a little bit of intrigue, a little bit of mystery. I just love fantasy, and whenever I find life is a little bit stressful, I like to escape into fantastical worlds and pretend like I am not living in this planet. So I guess that's precisely what I'm gonna do this week. That sounds worse than I meant it to be. So let's talk about the books very quickly. I'm not gonna go into too much detail because I don't actually think I'll be able to read all 3 of these books. That seems like a pretty intense commitment. However, I wanted to have options. So first and foremost is the book that I'm going to start today, and that is A Trial of Sorcerers by Elise Kova. Elise Kova is my ultimate comfort author. I love her books so very much. The Air Awakened series is one of my favorite series because it just is such a nostalgia read to me. I feel like it is a book that young Megan would have fallen in love with. It's just a really great series. It's easy to get through. The characters are great. The world building and the magic system is just really comforting to me. It's elemental magic, and this is a continuation of that series, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm a little nervous because it might mean that I have to buy the rest of the series, but that's okay. That's okay. The next book I have is What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez, and I am really looking forward to this book as well. It's been on my TBR for a while. This story is like The Mummy meets Death on the Nile. It's historical fantasy. It's a little bit of mystery. It also has a little bit of romance, so I'm very much looking forward to escaping into that world. And the final book that I pulled for my actual physical reading this week is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. Now, full disclosure, I did DNF A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross, but not forever. I didn't forever DNF it. I think I started it a few, like maybe 2 years ago, maybe last year during the winter, and I really felt like it was a book that I wanted to read during the summer. I liked it. It was very slow, and I feel like this is probably going to have similar elements. She's really good at atmosphere. She's kind of like all vibes, no plot a little bit. At least that's the impression I get of her. I've only ever DNF'd one of her books. But however, so I was told by friends that I would like this book. So if I have the description of this book completely wrong, my apologies. But this is what they told me. This is a book that follows 2 journalists set during a wartime that is kind of vaguely inspired by World War I. And frankly, that's kind of all I needed to know. So what are we gonna get to today on this Monday/Sunday? I spent all yesterday reading and I loved it so much. And at the end of the day, I found a new reading spot and I really want to kind of amp it up a little bit today. I think I'm gonna make a little bit of a reading nook in front of my bookshelves and just kind of curl up on the floor with a bunch of pillows and blankets and start my Elise Kova and just see how far I get into it today. I also want to do a little bit of journaling. I got this journal in my last video and I set it up. I didn't set it up too much. I really just set up my word of the year spread and I set up my weekly spread. Journaling out my feelings a little bit later today will be really essential. Okay, let's get into the cozy day. Let's pour some coffee. Let's make a little cozy reading nook and let's dive into a fantastical world.
What is better than love? Better than fun? What's better than this? And what is better than sunshine? Better than daisies? What's better than this? Well, you think real love is writing a love note. You think real love was dancing in the rain. Don't you see, you classic idiot, wishing that all this sweet sad love would go away. You've got it wrong, so hold on, 'cause soon you're gonna start to forget the words like a song that wasn't written yet. Oh, fool, and love is gonna get you again and again. Love is gonna get you. Don't cry like you're the saddest person alive. I say, but only 'cause you don't know why. Oh, fool, love is gonna get you again and again. Love is gonna get you again. What's better than a lack thereof? Better when you know it's gone. What's better than this? And what's better than a memory of all the things that used to be? What's better than this?
Okay, so checking in because I am almost at 100 pages. I read up until 98 pages and I'm kind of talking quietly because I think Tom is in a meeting. I really love Elise Kova's worlds. There's something about her worlds that I just dive into, and I realized reading this that it's actually not the series I thought it was. It turns out that she has two spin-off series from Air Awakens. One is the series that I thought this was, which is called The Vortex Chronicles, I believe, and then there's this one. So that's really exciting to me because it just means that there's way more Elise Kova for me to read than I thought. So what is happening? I am going to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. I will just say that a lot of what is happening right now is just kind of a setup to the rest of the story. This is a world in which there is elemental magic. There are windwalkers, there are fire bearers, there are water runners, and then there are ground breakers. I think that's what they're all called. In this world, there is an academy where they are all located, they being the sorcerers, because there are sorcerers and then there are just regular people who don't have any magic. magic. And this takes place well after the story of Air Awakens, as well as the other series that I thought this series was. So, but what's really great is that you don't really have to read them in order. I don't feel like I'm missing out having not read the other series, because Elise Kova does a really good job of summarizing things that you kind of need to know. And in this book, we're following Ira, who is a water runner who had a very tragic accident about 3 years ago in which she accidentally killed someone with her magic. And ever since then, she's been kind of put under a very watchful eye of her family, and specifically her brother, who is also a apprentice in this kind of academy style place. And one thing that I'm really enjoying about this book is that it has expanded the world of Air Awakens so much more. So we are seeing other countries and other kingdoms. We're not actually seeing them yet, but they exist. And the way that I know that they exist is that the emperor's daughter basically announced that she has found all these kingdoms, and as a show of friendship, they are going to compete in a tournament. Very exciting. So this is basically a magical tournament story. What is happening right now is on the continent that Ira lives in, they are picking candidates to send to this major tournament, which I believe that they're calling the Tournament of the Five Kingdoms. Ira, obviously being under a watchful eye, has been told by her family to not compete. And of course, she's not listening to that. She wants to prove herself. And that's where we are right now in the story. There's also a mystery wherein she can kind of hear voices in the Tower of Sorcerers, which is the place that they are currently studying, which is funny to me because no one else can hear them. So that's another reason why she's considered to be kind of like weak and maybe losing her mind ever so slightly from her family, is because she can hear voices. So there's like a mystery around there. And the one thing that I'm really excited about this is that they're kind of setting up sea adventures on boats. There is a mysterious pirate who no one dare say her name because she's considered to be super, super evil. And I'm really, really hoping the story evolves to include her and that we get on a boat, because I love seafaring adventure stories, especially fantastical ones. Okay, so I'm gonna keep reading. Actually, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna eat some lunch, and then I'm going to keep reading. And eventually I'm going to have to get rid of the cozy spot because the sun is coming in and it's going to cook me alive. But so far so good. I feel like I'm going to get a pretty good chunk of this done today, because literally all I have to do today is read. I just had a celebratory piece of cheese because I finished A Trial of Sorcerers. It was good, it was fun, it was just what I needed today. It was predictable in a comforting way. I definitely am going to read through the series, because the thing about Elise Kova is that what actually shines is the series overall, the story overall, the journey that you take with the characters, because I don't know what it is, but I just really, really like her characters. I really like the main character that we're following here, Ira. I've realized that it's actually pronounced Ira, which wasn't actually revealed to me until like 3/4 of the way through. The themes explored, I like the strength that her characters possess. Plots are usually quite predictable, but in a comforting way, and it's picking up. And I imagine that the journey that I'm going to go on is just going to be a fun little adventure. So I really enjoyed it. So for my next read, I am going to pick up What the River Knows. I'm really excited about this one. I feel like it'll be different. It's not going to be as epic fantasy. It's going to be more of a mystery, and I'm really into that. So I'm probably going to pick that up later tonight. Not right now, because I have read all day. My eyes, my brain, it's broken. So what I think I'm going to do now is I'm going to journal a little bit and just try to relax for the rest of the evening and not overthink the week ahead and get really nervous, which will probably happen, but much later in the day. Almost 12 hours later, actually. That's not true. I think it's like 11 hours later. My bad. And I just got home from my first day of placement and it went so well. I love library work. I'm so excited to work in a library. I had a few moments today where I was like, wow, getting to do this for the rest of my life would be a lot of fun. But I wanted to do a little bit of a reading writing update. I have no brain, so I don't know how coherent this is going to be. I've left my brain on the sidewalk and it is gone, and it's not there. So it might not be very coherent, but writing today went really well. There's just something about working on a campus and showing up like an hour before work starts and being able to write on a campus or do any kind of work on a campus. I am such a school nerd. I love school so very much, and the energy that campuses give me is quite unprecedented. And so showing up before my workday started led to a really productive writing session. I ended up writing like over 900 words. I have been writing a scene that I've wanted to write for a really long time. If you don't know, I'm currently writing 2 projects. Both are adult fantasy. One is a kind of fantastical retelling of The Legend of Anastasia. It starts off that way. It's not really that. And then the other is a dragon book, an adult fantasy dragon book. Both have romance, both have warfare, both just light my soul on fire. I love them so much. And today I was working on the dragon book, and not only that, I've been working on a scene that probably has turned out to be one of my favorite scenes I've written in the book so far. I think you just really get into the mind of my main character, and I didn't finish it, but I got a pretty decent amount of the way through, and I do think that I will be able to pick right back up later this week. I'm going to do the same thing tomorrow. I'm going to wake up early, head in early, because commuting off of rush hour is just a much better time to commute because there's just significantly less people. My commute on the way home is in the dead of rush hour, and there are just so many people. So that's my little mini writing update. As for reading, which is ultimately what this is about, I picked up and started What the River Knows last night, and I got, how far in? I got about 46 pages in, and I'm really liking it so far. This book essentially follows a young woman, Inez, whose parents pass away, whose parents are explorers. Are they explorers? I feel like they are explorers. Yeah, they're globe-trotting parents who spend half of the year in Egypt. Our main character, Inez, the book opens with her finding out that they have passed away, and she decides with the inheritance that she receives to travel to Egypt to try to figure out what happened to them. And I'm really liking it so far. I'm only 50 pages in, but I already really enjoy the main character, and the setup is interesting. I'm really liking the writing too, and we have been introduced to who I know to be the main love interest, mainly because the dedication of this book basically says it. But I really like him so far, and he's a little swoon worthy already. So I'm excited to see what continues. The one thing that I thought was really interesting is the dedication of this book is dedicated to Rebecca Ross, who is the author of Divine Rivals, which is the other book in this reading vlog that I would like to finish this week. We shall see if I will get there. I do plan to just basically curl up and read the rest of the night, and so I'll probably get a good ways into this. We're doing takeout tonight, and I'm gonna curl up for the rest of the night and read, and hopefully get a better sleep than I did last night because I was too excited to sleep. Onward.
Heard it from a friend, she was in our bed, should've known better. Said it was the truth, she came onto you, yeah, but you let her. Knocked me over 10 feet forward. Never knew I could sleep alone good, I've never been better. You're probably out there somewhere missing me. Wish I had an ounce of sympathy. Yeah, I tell my friends that I wish you well, but the truth is, honey, that I hope it hurts like hell. Like hell. When you see me leaving here with someone else, well, the truth is, honey, that I hope it hurts like hell. Like hell. Remember when you tried putting up a fight? Bet you feel stupid. Tried to make a scene, didn't change a thing. Damn it, you blew it. And you're probably out there somewhere missing me. Wish I had an ounce of sympathy. Yeah, I tell my friends that I wish you well, but the truth is, honey, that I hope it hurts like hell. Like hell. When you see me leaving here with someone else, well, the truth is, honey, that I hope it hurts.
Oh, hello. I am wearing my bathrobe because I'm about to take a shower. I didn't do any reading pretty much all day yesterday. I'm still around the exact same mark that I was, a little bit more. I've read like 25 pages yesterday. That's just the way it goes sometimes. I was very, very tired yesterday. I'm very tired today, but I'm less tired than I was yesterday. Yesterday, I literally just had enough energy to like come home and eat, and then I immediately wanted to go to bed. And that's just the way it happens. However, writing, very excited to give you an update on writing because I'm still writing quite consistently, which is amazing. Yesterday, I worked on my second book in the adult fantasy series that I'm currently writing, and I wrote like over 1,200 words, and it was phenomenal. It was so good. I'm following a character whose head I love being inside, and I'm really, really excited for this character's journey. I was thinking about it on the way home today, and I just can't wait to write some of the scenes I'm gonna write for this character. It's just gonna be, ooh, so painful, but so, so good. Someone just gifted me his monkey. Yeah, that's exciting. Thank you very much. Today, however, significantly less words were written. I think I wrote like 340 words, but that's okay. I still had an amazing session. The reason why I wrote so few words is because I'd started this scene 2 days ago. So not yesterday, but the day before. This is in my dragon fantasy, and I didn't finish it. So I spent a lot of today rereading the scene and just kind of making sure that I end it the way I wanted to end it, and I ended it. So it was still really successful. It was still a good time, and not all days are going to be filled with a lot of words. It doesn't really matter. What matters is consistency and that you're doing good work. And good work could mean so many things when it comes to writing. It could mean laying down a bunch of words. It could mean editing. It could be research. It could be everything. So I'm happy to share lower word count days because not only do they exist, they're quite essential to the process. So That's my update. Feeling better today. I'm going to basically just take a shower. We're going to play a little Mario Kart, and then I think I'm going to read a bunch more tonight because I do have the energy for it. So I'm still really enjoying it. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it this week, which is fine because I put this pressure on myself, so I'm going to take it right off. And that's what life is about. You know, it's okay to put a little bit of pressure on yourself, but it's also okay to realize that you're the one doing it to yourself and you can stop at any point. None of this matters. That's a good ending. That's a good ending to a verbal update. So, okay, bye.
There's a shadow on the wall of an angel come to call and remind me of what I've always known. She whispers in my ear words I can barely hear, but the meaning I can feel in my bones. There's a peace just outside my window. There's a war raging at my door. And there's a light. There's a light. And if I close my eyes and go deep inside, I can see.
Good morning, good morning. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. I very rarely vlog on the weekend. Normally I edit my vlog by Friday and then I'm done. So this is exciting. You get to see Saturday morning Megan. How does she look? She's very tired right now, but in a good way. It's because I slept so long last night. I think I was falling asleep by like 8 yesterday, which basically is exactly what happens when you wake up pretty much every single day at between 5 and 5:30. So definitely had a really good sleep last night. I'm moisturized. I've got my little boop hairdo and I'm ready to party. And by ready to party, I mean I'm going to finish What the River Knows before finishing this vlog because I really want to finish this book before finishing the vlog. I just made it to about halfway through and you know, it's fine. It's not like bad at all. It's not a bad book at all. It's just like a good adventure story. There's a type of book where what you see is what you get and it's delivering on its promise and I appreciate that. So I'm really enjoying it. Our main character Inez is still trying to uncover what happened to her parents and things are being revealed every so often and I imagine there's going to be a lot of twists and turns. I really like the romance that's developing. I think it's kind of sweet and I really like the setting. That's pretty much all I got so far. To quickly close off my writing for this week, I wrote just over 1,000 words yesterday. Yesterday I was working on the second book in my fantasy series, The Fated, and I was writing a scene that I know I'd previously written, but I wanted to challenge myself to just write the scene without looking at what I'd previously written because I don't know why. I just didn't want to like rely on the old scene as a crutch. I wanted to write this new scene fresh and clear and kind of see how that felt. Thankfully, this time I didn't get that far into it. I think I got like one tiny little paragraph of like 4 sentences into it. I realized I was writing it from a point of view of a character who would not understand the language that is spoken. And not only did I realize that, I realized at the exact same time that I'd previously written this scene in that POV and then had to rewrite it. And I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I just really want this scene to be in this POV, but this is the issue when you have not only multiple POVs, but multiple languages. So I quickly scrapped that and wrote it from a different POV, which I thought was really funny. I'm pretty sure the last scene, I ended up keeping it at this POV, but I don't really like that idea because you don't really obviously understand what's going on. Anyway, that's very vague. I'm sorry that that's vague, but obviously I don't want to give anything away. Okay, my cat is going after the light that I wish I could show you, but I can't because it's the light reflecting from my cell phone. So I don't know if you can hear her, but she is attacking the glare. It's exciting. I think that's it. I think that's all the updates that I'm going to give you. I am going to finish this book and then I will share my thoughts and then that'll be the end of the vlog. So let's get into it.
There's a light. There's a light. There's a light.
Okay. Well, that was a frustrating ending, if you couldn't tell. That was very frustrating. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it ended in a very frustrating way. Frustrating good, I'm not sure. It definitely makes me want to read the second book, so I will leave it at that. Overall, it was really good. I think that it held true all the way through to what I was saying before. It is an adventure book, and there are many twists and turns. I did not guess the twist, at least not one of the twists. I did not guess one of the twists, which was a pretty big twist. I'm gonna stop saying the word twist. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun ride. I feel like if you are a big fan of historical adventure stories, you should definitely pick this one up, because I'm a huge fan of historical adventure stories, and this one was a lot of fun to read through. So I really enjoyed it. I think I'm gonna need a little bit to recover from that ending, because it was, yeah, that was a frustrating ending. And the next book isn't coming out until November, so that's very frustrating for me. But anywho, that's the end. That's the end of the vlog. If you're still here, thank you so much for being here. So now I'm gonna edit this video, I'm gonna post it, and I'm gonna pick up this one, and I'm gonna read this one, but obviously not in this video. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for clicking, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.